Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to the LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Friday, December 11th, 2020. Yeah, I posted on Facebook today on the late Sean Malone. You know, he was a cynic, and he did a lot of session work. So he'll be forever free. And listened to a couple shows, about the elections and the lawsuits in Texas. You gotta look at all sides. And there's some legitimacy in none, according to Brian McCullen and Chris Ann Hall. But it's cool because at least they all have historical merit and constitutionality of knowledge. That's what people I like to enjoy listening to. And there's a big shout out to them. Always have a token of appreciation, and sometimes I can disagree, as long as I could back it up. What I read and learned too. So it's always good to know these elements. If you want to have a good discussion and create an awesome, healthy dialogue. Because I notice a lot of folks out there love to rant, be one-dimensional. They sound like a bunch of parrots. Like, remember, I told everyone, past 4 years, if you're gonna be critical, especially around Donald Trump and anything else in general, have merit and don't be a parrot. Plain and simple. Yeah, I'm along a New River. See some couple squirrels playing around out here, and people are at their boats. It's a little bit cloudy. Well, I don't hear any thunderstorms, so that's in good shape. So I'm in good shape. So I love doing shows at the outdoors. So, hey, thank everyone for checking me out around the world, and we'll just keep on doing as much as I can. All right, well, I'm going to be talking a few things, and the title will be Seth Rich's laptop Greenwald on Tucker and CCP influence on Congress. Okay, so I think these are essential to know about, and opinions and facts and all that good stuff. So let's start here with the Epoch Times. I know I have a habit checking on their website, but I'm a subscriber, and I always like to support these individuals, and it's good to know about these sites. And the fantastic thing about it, a lot of folks are getting tired of the mainstream garbage media. It blew for a long time. It's obvious now. Because it was funny. I was laughing. Someone sent a photo. Person of the year, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris on the front cover, Time magazine. Huey and Dewey, person of the year, right? Come on, get a grip. This is how pathetic these clowns are. Okay, and I don't even read these magazines. I wonder why. So, but the truth of the matter is, I'll just read this instead of digressing. It says here, FBI files from Seth Rich's laptop computer is by Zachary Steiber. And as it reads here, came out today, by the way, the Federal Bureau of Investigations has filed from the laptop computer belonging to Seth Rich on the Democratic National Committee employee who was killed, according to a new email. The Bureau also has tens of thousands of documents mentioning Rich. The FBI has complexed the initial search, identifying approximately 50 cross-reference serials with attachments totaling over 20,000 pages, in which Seth Rich is mentioned. U.S. Assistant Attorney Andrea Parker wrote in the message to Attorney Ty Clevenger, who was representing the plaintiff, Huddleston versus the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the case dealing with the Freedom of Information Act request to the Bureau. The FBI has located leads that indicates additional potential records that require further searching, Parker said. The Epoch Times confirmed the email is legitimate. Parker, who was representing the FBI in the case, didn't respond to an email or return a voicemail. The Bureau also confirmed it has files from Rich's laptop. FBI is also currently working on getting the files from Seth Rich's personal laptop into a format to be reviewed, Parker said. The disclosure came as part of a case brought in federal court by Texas resident Brian Huddleston, who filed a Freedom of Information Act request in April asking the FBI to produce all data, documents, records, or communications that reference Seth Rich or his brother Aaron Rich. The FBI told the plaintiff in June that it would take 8 to 10 minutes to provide a final response to the request, prompting the filing of a case in the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Texas. Rich is also working for the Democratic National Committee, DNC, when he was killed in Washington in 2016. His murder remains unsolved. New email bolsters a key charge in Huddleston's filing that David Hardy, the FBI's records chief, was wrong when he said in 2 affidavits that the FBI search for 2 records for pertaining to Rich could not find any. All right. First, the first sign that the testimony was erroneous came early this year when the nonprofit watchdog Judicial Watch received emails exchanged by FBI agent Peter Trozik and Department of Justice lawyer Lisa Page. The production included several emails mentioning Rich. Another sign came in March when former U.S. Attorney Deborah Sines was deposed in a separate case. Ed Botowski and David Falkenfilk ATL. And hopefully it's not raining as bad. Stop. All right, hold on here, folks. There's a little drizzle. Well, it's not that too bad. It's not going to be too bad. So I'll try to keep going until Mother Nature says F off, right? All right, so it says here, since testified that the FBI conducted an investigation to possible hacking attempts on Seth Rich's electronic accounts following his murder, she said FBI agents examined Rich's laptop as part of the probe and that a search should uncover emails between her and FBI personnel. Yeah, she also said she met with a prosecutor, an FBI agent assigned to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team. The FBI declined to comment, citing the policy of not commenting or pending litigation. The judge overseeing the Huddleston case in October ordered the defense to produce documents in an index. In the new email, the government lawyer said the FBI has made significant progress in searching for documents mentioning Rich, but still has much work left, including processing the approximate 50 cross-references, undertaking some levels of review of the laptop, and completing all remaining services. The efforts are hampered by the FBI's Freedom of Information Act being at 50% of its normal workforce due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Government is proposing an amendment schedule that will give it 3 more months to produce the records. Clevenger, Huddleston's attorney, told the Epoch Times via email that his client is hoping to find out why the FBI was involved in the case and why originally denied involvement. We suspect the FBI may be right that the Metropolitan Police Department D.C. was responsible for investigating Seth's murder, so that leaves a couple of likely explanations for the FBI's role. It was investigating a counterintelligence matter or a computer crime. Either the scenario would be consistent with Seth transmitting the DNC emails to WikiLeaks. He added, referencing a theory put forth by Fox News in 2017 in a report that was later retracted. Fox was sued over the report. It settled with Rich's family last month. A federal judge overseeing the case had earlier this year requested testimony from WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Rich was killed less than 2 weeks before WikiLeaks released a collection of thousands of internal emails and documents taken from the DNC servers, according to a court filing. 1 month after Rich's murder, Assange referenced the DNC staffer in an interview with Dutch television reporter when discussing the dangers faced by WikiLeaks' sources. On August 9, 2016, WikiLeaks offered $20,000 for information about Rich's murder. The website increased the reward to $130,000 in January 2017. The Metropolitan Police Department, MPD, several weeks after Rich was shot dead, offered a reward for information. A spokeswoman told the Epoch Times via email that the case remains under active investigation. The spokeswoman declined to answer whether the FBI assisted police in its probe. MPD remains the lead investigative agency over this homicide, she said. Clevenger says she thinks the timing of the email from Parker, the assistant U.S. attorney, is significant. Some of my colleagues suspect the Trump administration has pushed the release, but I doubt that, he wrote. With the purported election of Joe Biden, the FBI brass probably think they are in the clear and nothing will ever happen to them, so they no longer have any reason to hide what they did. And of course, Ivan Pentochukov contributed to this report as well. So yes, it's very mysterious indeed. And hey, it's been lingering for at least 4 years and nothing hasn't been solved. It's one of those potential warm cases or cold cases. No, warm cases, I would say, because there's some stuff coming in, and I still say that Seth Wish was a political hit. I can still say that. I remember talking about this about him 4 years ago, 2016. I was in Utah when I did a show on it, and very intriguing. You got to always question these things because look, if you don't leak this information, then there's something to hide. I know it's probably investigators want to do the same thing and find out what the hell is going on. But we need justice for this man and many others that are victims of political tyranny. I say that allegedly right now, him getting hit. It's getting too obvious. Even like when anything related to Hillary Clinton, people die. Or the Clintons, people die. Okay, so there's a lot of areas we got to always look at. Question everything at the best of your ability. So, okay, so the next one here came from Big League Politics, and Richard Moorhead wrote this, and it's Glenn Greenwald on Tucker. Mainstream media handling a Biden family corruption story, historic crime, and a disgrace. And so it was like this. Department of Justice revealed they're investigating Hunter Biden this week. So for former Intercept editor Glenn Greenwald called out the corporate media handling of Biden's laptop and family corruption story as a historic crime and a disgrace. In the appearance of Tucker Carlson tonight on Thursday, the Biden laptop story, which was smugly dismissed by rogue government officials as the mainstream media and Russian disinformation without any evidence, has been largely vindicated after the election. The Biden campaign admitted that Hunter Biden's tax affairs are being investigated by U.S. Attorney for Delaware on Wednesday, an admission that was followed by reports suggesting inquiries into the younger Biden's overseas business deals are more in-depth than simply tax compliance issues. Tucker assailed the undemocratic non-disclosure of the Biden criminal investigation from the elder Biden's campaign, pointing out the failure of the corporate media to accurately report on the corruption scandal. Yesterday, millions of Americans learned for some for the very first time that the Biden family has indeed been deeply enmeshed in a series of sleazy international business deals that undercut America's core interests. We learned that there's an active federal criminal investigation for that reason. What's interesting is how we found this out. The media didn't tell us, neither did the Justice Department. Greenwald, a journalist who has reported on deep state and intelligence community, misconduct for years, assailed the dishonesty of corporate news operatives such as Christine Amanpour and Oliver Darcy for falsely asserting that reports of Hunter Biden's corruption were lies or Russian disinformation. The boogeyman syndrome, right? Discredited former government officials such as John Brennan had also sought to dismiss the Hunter Biden story on dishonest grounds, and big tech utilized a censorship campaign unprecedented in American history to try and bury the bombshell corruption story. We need to recognize what a historic crime and disgrace this is. As soon as these documents became known, James Brennan, James Clapper, all the standard professional liars issued a letter claiming this material was a hallmark of Russian disinformation, even though they had no basis for thinking that, and that gave the media permission to lie to the public continuously, and for Silicon Valley to censor these materials. This is an incredible crime by the corporate media and the lie to the public to bury information before an election, but also domestic interference on the part of intelligence agencies in order to manipulate the outcome of our election. The corporate media will never regain its credibility. Well, Mr. Greenwald is right. Agree with him or not, he is spot on. Because, hey, there's some things you could disagree with him, but others he's on target. One thing I always admire Greenwald, when it comes to free speech and freedom of the press, he's up there pushing that, plugging away like many of us are. And this is why we all need to stick together regardless. If you don't protect even your enemy's liberty, yours can be next. Thomas Paine warned us about this. So we can toss our differences aside and stand as one on these areas. And I'm real damn convinced. Like I told everybody, Joe Biden is Rico Act's #1 fan. He hates liberty. He's pro-big government. And he was a member of the Council of Foreign Relations. Okay? Even the whole Ukraine thing, they try to blame it on President Trump. The impeachment was a sham from the very beginning. You can look up videos on this, video clips, even from the Council of Foreign Relations forum. Joe Biden bragging about having the president of Ukraine back then fire their attorney general. Okay, so on these hidden schemes. Okay, so that tells you something. You can look it up yourselves, folks. It's not hogwash, not any of these conspiracy theories. It's a fact, prima facie, on its face. The Biden family right now, I can tell you this, had to take shortcuts and lick the boots of tyranny where they're at right now. That's not homage, but rather derision. That's how I got to look at that. And you know what? Give him thumbs up, Mr. Greenwald. Keep it up, man. I know telling the truth is in his blood, like many of us out here as well. All right, do one more here. And this one, DCClothesline.com. Actually, it came out by J.D. Hayes from, they shared it from the Natural News. And it says here, China is successfully targeting U.S. members of Congress with communist influence campaigns, warns DNI Ratcliffe. So, let's see what he has to say about this. The Chinese today are behaving like Imperial Japan did in the late 20s and throughout the 1930s. They are slowly but surely implementing a globalist domination scheme and using their military to enforce and defend it. The only exception is that there are far too many American financial and political elite helping them accomplish their objectives. Director Intelligence John Ratcliffe told Fox News host Maria Bartiromo this week that the Chinese Communist Party is conducting massive influence campaigns aimed at dozens of U.S. lawmakers and their staff that involve attempts to blackmail or bribe them. And of course, the Washington Examiner notes further. The Director of Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, a former Republican congressman for Texas, who has overseen the United States 17 intelligence agencies since May, said Thursday that he has briefed at the House and Senate Intelligence Committees about Chinese influence operations. He did so as he went on a small media tour warning about the growing challenge posed by the Chinese Communist Party. Ratcliffe said intelligence indicates it is the greatest national security threat facing the U.S. This year, China engaged in a massive influence campaign that included targeting several dozen members of Congress and congressional aside. Ratcliffe previously wrote in a Wall Street Journal op-ed which he noted that China utilizes public and behind-the-scenes pressure to push American lawmakers to do Beijing's bidding, consciously or unconsciously. Our intelligence shows that Beijing regularly directs this type of influence operation in the U.S. I briefed the House and the Senate Intelligence Committee that China is targeting members of Congress with 6 times the frequency of Russia and 12 times the frequency of Iran, Ratcliffe said. And there's a video here you can see for yourselves. As I look at it, the evidence, Ratcliffe told Bartiromo, it was so overwhelmingly related to China that I had a look at the numbers, and what we've learned is that China engages in that activity at a level 6 times greater than Russia, 12 times greater than Iran. It is a massive influence campaign aimed at making sure Congress is passing laws and that are favorable to China and not passing laws that are anti-China, he told Bartiromo. They've been successful, so I briefed members of Congress on this. It was so disturbing, he added, noting he made a special trip to the Capitol, just informed them. And of course, it says here, he explained it further, a Chinese-owned manufacturing facility in the U.S. employs several thousand Americans. One day, the plant's union leader is approached by a representative of the Chinese firm. Interesting. Union leader. Interesting. The businessman explains that the local congressman is taking a hardline position on legislating that runs counter to Beijing's interests, even though it has nothing to do with the industry the company is involved in. It says the union leader must urge her to shift positions or the plant and all the jobs will soon be gone, Ratcliffe wrote. The union leader contacted his congresswoman and indicates that his members won't support her re-election without a change in position. He tells himself he's protecting his members, but in the moment he's doing China's bidding and the congressman is being influenced by China, whether she realizes it or not. I'll tell you one thing. That union leader, that constitutional officer, if the union members found out, should that person be brought on charges, breaching their oath of office at the least. Okay, and conduct of an unbecoming member. I'm just giving you basics on those on their bylaws. Okay, dangers about this, folks, is that the AFL-CIO Code of Ethical Practices that was released in 1958 totally opposed fascism and communism. Okay? They condemn it with a passion, and now here's the reason. So there's foresight on what they wrote too, and we can go even way back to John Jay. But okay, Ratcliffe's comments came just ahead of a report this week that Chinese operatives, including a woman named Fang Fang, a.k.a. Christine Fang, infiltrate the inner circles of elected U.S. leader, including Russian collusion truther Representative Eric Swalwell, Democrat from California, who just happened to sit on the House of Intelligence Committee. It's a pathetic attempt to deflect blame and attention away from himself. Swalwell blamed President Trump. And I can tell you this about Swalwell. I'll just keep on going here. I call him an Orwellian Christian. okay? Because he bellies up to the state. He's anti-self-defense, and when it comes to firearm registration, use that case against him. So you're anti-Roe versus Wade, sir? Because remember, I'm not saying I'm crazy about abortion, but it's mainly that case was focused on the right of privacy. Okay? And of course, including women's rights too. So let you know, it's okay to give these clowns, these imbeciles, the taste of their own medicine. Don't be bashful. I've been a critic of the president. I've spoken out against him. I was on both committees that worked to impeach him. The timing feels like should be looked at, he said. Right? But remember, that's an illegal impeachment. It's a bill of attainder, and he needs to impeach himself and the other ass clowns in the House during that time. Axios reported that U.S. authorities and investigators were also alarmed by Fang's activities. They briefed Swalwell in 2015, which, by the way, was well before President Trump became president. What a loser and a punk Swalwell is. Oh, and a national security risk. And a proud oathbreaker. A bend over Bob and proud. So how many Hail Marys can we do that, Congressman Swalwell? Because you suck at your job. I hate using vulgarity at times, but you know what? You got to tell it like it is. My friends, George Washington warned us about this as well. John Jay, on foreign influences. It doesn't matter if it's China, Israel, England, don't matter. We got to condemn it all. It's fun because some people may call China the new boogeyman. But remember, China is just another chess piece for the one world order. Think about that, right? Absolutely. They want us destroyed. Use the soldiers from both sides as pawns and civilians as well. How about we just give all of them the big middle finger? If we all do that, they're done. They need us. We don't need them. All these false flag events, propaganda matrices, mind control, and the garbage media and all that. Something to think about. And all those folks that got influences from any foreign institutions breached their oath of office. If it's from China's influence first, take them out, so be it. But there's a lot more cleaning to do. And we do have a 10th Amendment as well. We got to focus on our local and state representatives also, elected officers. Treat them the same way, garbage, if they pull punches like this. But I'll say it's an exciting time to be alive. So, Swalwell, welcome to blowback, buddy. Like I said, you gotta repent. You gotta pray and repent dearly. And if you do that, let the whole social media world know you're doing it. Let's see if it's authentic or fraudulent. That's for everyone else is involved. You're all being watched. And you hate it with the passion. Well, too bad. How's it feel being harassed or treaded on? And it's legit because we're your boss, not them or anyone else. And that will be it. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence with decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of these articles on my Spreaker page. And if you want to contact me, you can hit me at LokiLuck3@gmail.com or LokiLuckNumbers03@protonmail.com. Hit that like button. I'm on PocketNet too. You can hit that like button there. Give me some crypto love. If you want to donate to these websites, that'd be great. If you want to send me some contributions, you can hit me at paypal.me/LokiLuck3. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.